From the north side of the San Francisco Bay to Singapore, welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host, business owner, lecturer, author, master trainer, Tiaja. With over 30 years of experience in the health and fitness industry, he will challenge the fitness between your ears. So prepare your mind, body, and soul for the revolution of self-care, the evolution of fit, with real talk about real people, real health, real fitness, and the real deal behind our present illness culture. Real talk every time, all the time. Get weekly insights on how to shift your thinking, emoting, eating, training, hydrating, goal setting, and resting for you, the everyday athlete. You can cheat your fitness, but you can't steal your health flow. It's Tuesday, 9 a.m. Let's flow.
I have often discussed on this show how the phrase art imitates life has been flipped in our modern day culture, and now it seems more accurate to think in terms of life imitating art. And one example of this is the rising popularity of the zombie, from movies like The Rise of the Zombies and World War Z, to mega hit TV shows like The Walking Dead, to video game franchises like Resident Evil. Americans seem to be obsessed with The Walking Dead, but this is where it gets really interesting. There is a relatively new street drug that has also seen a spike in its popularity. Its street name is gravel because its lumped up appearance looks like grainy pebbles or gravel in a fish aquarium. Its legal name is Flakka, but on the street it is known as the zombie drug because of its ability to induce states of euphoria and in many cases almost superhuman strength. Now, Flakka is one of a number of cathinone-based drugs that are produced in China and sold online on the dark web to small-time drug gangs in the United States. Cathinones are more commonly known as bath salts, and they're typically swallowed or snorted or smoked or ingested. But besides the zombie effect, Flakka can also cause rhabdomyolysis, which is a melting of the muscle tissue and the release of muscle fibers into the bloodstream. And this can lead to kidney failure and result in a user needing permanent dialysis. The drug's name appears to have several meanings. The word Flakka means skinny in Spanish, but Flakka is also a Hispanic colloquial word that means a beautiful, elegant woman who charms all she meets. The drug name is also associated with a famous hip-hop artist, Waka Flocka Flame. Still, don't you find it a bit remarkable, not suspicious, that its rising popularity runs parallel to Americans' fascination with zombies? And the real irony is that its dirt cheap price, $3 to $5 a hit, is significantly lower than the price of a movie ticket and a large bag of popcorn. After all, why just watch zombies on the big or small screen when you can become one? Yes, life imitating art. Welcome to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio, where we challenge the fitness between your ears. I'm your host, Tiaja. Most people don't just take drugs for the thrill they provide. They take them for the escape they offer. Whether from physically or emotional pain, Americans are abusing recreational and pharmaceutical drugs at an alarming rate. So why are the people in the richest nation in the history of the world so unhappy with their lives and in life in general? How vacuous must a soul be to take a drug whose only promise is to turn you into a living zombie? Because that's what the drug Flakka does. It turns you into a zombie, whereby those who have taken it describe the experience as something paranormal. From unprovoked violence, where a girl just starts punching an innocent bus passenger in the face, to a man who starts choking a stranger, to a woman who attempts to bite off a person's face because she thinks she's an actual zombie. This is the price many have paid to experiment with this drug, Flakka. Today will be just another day, unless today that you decide it won't be. It is Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018. Let's flow.
This isn't a bad car accident or a gunshot wound.
So this guy just arrived. He's completely naked, wrapped in a sheet. There's a huge medical team taking care of this patient right now.
He was just running through the streets. His heart rate is just dangerously elevated right now.
This man is just the latest victim of a new synthetic street drug called Flakka, and it's terrifying.
911, what is your emergency?
I'm going through a detox mode right now. He got my money, and I want my drugs. Can you get it on officer?
When people get high, it can get scary. Some run through the streets naked. Others climb fences and get seriously injured. One man seen here trying to break into a police station.
People think that they're being chased, they're being shot at, the devil is chasing them.
I have a sitter.
This right here is Flakka, alpha PVP. It's so cheap. The dose is going for as little as $3 a hit.
This is probably the worst and the fastest drug that I've seen catch on, and it's probably the most dangerous that I've seen.
Dr. Nabil El-Sanadi says his hospital is seeing more than 100 Flakka cases a month.
The number of patients coming in high on Flakka is increasing exponentially.
Since last September, there have been 24 Flakka-related deaths in Broward County, Florida, a third of them in the last month alone. I decided to spend 24 hours in Fort Lauderdale, on the front lines of what local officials and community leaders are calling a Flakka crisis.
So running through the streets naked is...
With Flakka, it's commonplace.
It's normal.
Yeah. The erratic behavior is normal. You don't know how they're going to act. That's why we have so much manpower going to all these Flakka calls.
It doesn't take long before the first call comes in.
You do have a rescue responding to the Flakka call, correct?
The call we're responding to stated that somebody's not acting normal, so we're going to respond and investigate to find out if this might be a Flakka call.
The woman who called the police tells me off camera that a man staying with her is high on Flakka right now. His behavior scary enough for her to call the cops.
She says this neighborhood has been taken over by Flakka.
I saw a woman that like she was possessed. We thought she was possessed because she was talking to herself.
Bobby Henry Jr. was so concerned he decided to take out his phone and start filming.
What happened that day when you took that video of the girl?
It went from humor to, this can be my kid.
Once you see the kids on it, the young kids, then you know that we don't have any hold on our future. And I see it spreading, just like the zombies, like a zombie movie.
The numbers support what Bobby is saying, not just here, but across the country. Crime labs are seeing Flakka in record high numbers. Just in the first half of 2014, there were more than 2,000 cases. And by the end of last year, nearly 3,000 cases, with one of the highest concentrations in just 3 counties in South Florida.
You look at South Florida, you've got a lot of import and export companies here. You're talking about a place that has distribution lines that are kind of already in place.
Distribution networks that have been years in the making, from the party drug Molly, now paving the way for a new kind of street drug, peddled by small-time dealers.
Right now, the main source is China. It's predominantly purchased over the internet. It's coming through the mail system.
Fort Lauderdale Police Detective Dana Swisher has had to become the department's in-house Flakka specialist.
The most common way of consuming it is taking a little bit of the crystals and sprinkling along a cigarette or a joint or a Black & Mild or something of that nature, and smoking it.
That's how 27-year-old Brandon Thomas was doing it. He says he started the Flak about a year ago.
What were you like on Flakka?
I thought I was somebody I wasn't. If I wasn't the gangster Al Capone, then I was a porn star. So you begin to see that you're not who you think you are, you're just in your own world. No coming back from it if you don't want to. So I think I tried to stop probably month 8. Failed every time.
He finally decided to get help and entered a drug treatment program.
What's up, guys? Hey, get away from me!
Back at the hospital, that's exactly what doctors taking care of the latest Flakka victim say is all too rare.
Unfortunately, what we've been seeing over the past couple of months is the patients that come in as Flakka overdoses, they're just repeat offenders. They come back in over and over.
So you might see the same patient later tonight or tomorrow?
Absolutely, yeah. Chances are we will see him in the next 3 to 5 days.
Before more people die, the community is taking action, recently staging a rally in downtown Fort Lauderdale. This woman lost her 26-year-old nephew to Flakka just a few weeks ago.
It took his life. So what I'm here to do is to be his voice, and I just feel that he would want me to do that.
Last week, 18 people died from Flakka. 18, one weekend. We have a problem. We need to work together to address it. All of you here today are going to send that message.
I see it's an everyone problem.
I see it as a one-time kill. Like, the first time you take it, it's the last time.
And that is what has everyone here worried.
Should people be more concerned about this drug, Flakka, than picking up Molly or ecstasy?
Any of these drugs that are sold illegally on the street could be very, very dangerous. And it's looking like it's more dangerous and more prevalent than any other drug that we've seen in emergency medicine over the last 20 years.
As night falls, the round-the-clock emergency response continues. They're just hoping it's a quiet one. For America, I'm Dan Lieberman in Fort Lauderdale.
A new synthetic killer drug known as Flakka is spreading rapidly across the United States and already causing an epidemic of overdose fatalities and acts of violence.
We're talking about Flakka. Flakka. The drug is called Flakka. Some have dubbed it the insanity drug. And it's everywhere.
It's been described as the scariest drug in the world. More powerful than heroin or cocaine.
This is a synthetic drug that can alter your state of mind, raising excited delirium, body temperature, and literally losing their mind.
They're all experiencing like superhuman kind of strengths.
Or it takes 6 policemen to hold them down. That's a problem.
Psychotic breakdowns, hallucinations,
aggressive, violent behavior,
cannibalism and self-mutilation,
indiscriminate violence. When Flakka takes over,
we are living in the context of the end of the age. We are a nation under judgment. But you think it's bad, wait until you see what really bad is.
We're here driving, and there's a guy that jumped on our hood of our car. It's insane.
Hit Illinois, Ohio, Texas, Kentucky, California, and Florida, especially hard.
Florida is now the epicenter of the outbreak.
There's been many crazy stories of people having unbelievable strength.
Some people would have like superhuman strength. People have taken Flakka, and it's taken 6 police officers to hold them down.
People carrying off their clothes, running around the streets naked.
In Revelation 18, there's a very, very important passage. In that passage, if you read it, you will find very clearly that the kings of the earth and the great merchants of the earth conspire together, and it says they do sorcery, and the word used there is pharmakia, which is the use of drugs to control the activities of the world, and it says through this they deceive the nations of the earth. So in conclusion to this mass invocation of demonic spirits in people, drugs play a key role in opening portals and contacting the spirit world.
What was going on in your body, in your mind? What was happening to you?
I never experienced anything like that before. I felt that I was possessed and I couldn't try to stop whatever was in me.
You described this as, you said, was it like hell on the inside or the devil? How did you describe it?
It felt so evil. It felt like the most darkest, evilest thing that is imaginable.
Many of them will see dead bodies that aren't dead, whether it be animals or humans. They can actually feel the body, they could see the body. Others are seeing people following them.
There were visuals that we get that were so grotesque. They're like nothing I could ever even think up or nothing I've seen in a movie. It felt very demonic, very evil.
The consumption of substances with psychotropic properties are becoming increasingly significant. The impact is already happening in society with the number of people who are succumbing to the spiritual impacts of drug consumption and other kind of occult activity, and as well as the increase in psychotic violence that's occurring.
I think that we're going to see waves of this that are going to be very, very devastating.
Now here are my 2 cents, and feel free to keep the change. Increased law enforcement is an answer, but it's not the answer. It's really not about how many boots cities and counties can put on the street, though I suspect that's the way most public officials and politicians would like to deal with the problem. That is, turn it into a pipeline that feeds the privately held penitentiary system. This is not a problem the government can fix unless it decides it truly wants to get serious about blocking the flow of illicit drug traffic into America. Now this is a problem that can only be solved at the family and community community level. Much like tougher gun laws that don't stop or even slow down the rate of crime, tougher drug laws and penalties will do very little to abate America's drug crisis. It sounds corny and even trite to speak in terms of personal responsibility and accountability, but that's really the only way out of this drug epidemic that is killing us slowly but surely, that is turning our children into the very real-life zombies, the Walking Dead, they so seem to idolize in their shows and movies and games. Life imitating art doesn't get any more real than this, especially when considering the unthinkable that our children are being turned into zombies for someone else's entertainment or control. Dear friends, I wish above all things that you prosper just as your soul prospers. You've been listening to Urban X Real Talk Fitness Radio with your host Tiaja. If you like the content we bring each week, then follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, as well as all of your other favorite social media. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button or download our app at tiajae.podbean.com. And also check out my latest YouTube channel titled T's Universe and its podcast titled T's Reverse. According to the comments I receive every week, both have been inspiring and imaginations and creative protests in people all over the globe. And trust me when I say, both are unlike anything you've heard before. So check out T's Universe every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's 5 or so minutes that's guaranteed to change your life. And don't forget to stop through our website at www.urbanxfitness.net, where you will find our online stores, the Urban Experience Fit Stores 1 and 2. And there you can download our unique home and gym workouts, our dietary menus, as well as purchase some outrageously bold teas and spark your own revolution of self-care. Also check out our small library of my hand-picked, personally endorsed nutritional products. Okay, got it? Okay, then get it. Until next week, as always, walk in health and peace. Is it just me? Or are you tired of the fake moral outrage? As if they lived 12 years a slave, as if they died a Navajo or brave, as if after 3 days they rose from a grave. Is it just me?